Hey, hi everyone. In this particular video, I'm going to explain you that how you can install PostgreSQL in your Windows. So for that, you need to come to your browser and search for psql download. After that, you will get the first link. Simply click on it. After clicking, you will land to the download page of the PostgreSQL. Here you will find different operating systems. Choose your own one. I'll choose for the Windows. Now, after coming to the Windows page, you will find download the installer here. Simply click on this download the installer, and here you will find different versions for different operating system. Since I'm going to install for the Windows, I will choose this one, 18.1 version, which is the latest. So when you simply click on it, your download process will start. Now this file is quite lengthy of 352 size MB, so wait for it. Now as you can see, my PostgreSQL is now successfully downloaded. Simply click on it. It will ask for the permission. Just say yes. So here you will find this kind of interface. Simply click on the next. Again, here it will ask for the installation directory. So keep it default, or if you want to change it, you can change, right? Then go to the next. Here, make sure that all the checkpoints are ticked. PostgreSQL Server, pgAdmin, Stack Builder, and command line tools. Then go to next, and the data directory, keep it default. Then go to next. Here you need to set the password. So set any good password, but make sure that you remember that password, right? So I'll just set 54321 here, like this, and we'll go to the next. It will ask for the port, keep it default. Then again next, it will ask for the new database cluster, so what should be local, keep it default. Next, here it will give you the setting, and these things are not required to read, just make it next. And now setup is now ready to begin installation, right? So simply click on next again, and you can see the installation process has now started. So just wait for it. So now it is done, right? You can check, and here simply just click on this finish, and that's it. And after that you will find this particular stack builder here, but you don't need this, right? So simply just click on the cancel, and yes, I want to close it, so yes, fine. Now after that, and search for pgAdmin. This pgAdmin is your IDE on which you will write all the queries and every task, right? So if it is visible, that means you have successfully installed your PostgreSQL, right? If I click on it, you will such kind of interface, right? And if you're getting this, then congratulations, you done this task successfully. That how to set up pgAdmin and connect to a database. Now, so if you have downloaded it, you will find pgAdmin in your start. Simply just click on it. So when you click on it, you will find such kind of interface, right? So for starting it, you need to click on the server, and when you click on it, you will find PostgreSQL 17, PostgreSQL 18. So I'll go with 18. When I click on it, it will ask, please enter the password for the user Postgres to connect to the server. So the password that you have written at the time when you were installing the PostgreSQL, simply write that password here. So I have written 54321, right? I want to save this also. So if I click on OK, so you can check. It is open now, right? So you will see this kind of interface. Fine. Now, after doing this, simply you need to see here that it is giving me a database. It is giving me a login and the group roles and the table space. To create a new database, I simply need to go on this database here, and you will see the PostgreSQL and everything here, right? Now, to create a new database, right? To create a new database, I simply need to click on this database and do a right click. After right click, you will find this create, and here you will find a database. Simply just click on it. After clicking, you will find here the database name, OID, owner, and comment, right? So you just write the name of the database here, right? So name it, let's say test database, like this, and just simply click on this save. When you click on the save, you will find that test database is now present here, right? So this is the way how you create your database inside the pgAdmin. I hope you understood the concept. Now, simply just go on it and click on the test database, right? And then simply click on the query tool icon. So where is this query tool? It is on the top. Simply click on it and you will land to the query tool, right? And this is the place where we write our complete queries and run everything. We create the schema and everything that we require. Everything is done in this field, right? So this is how we connect our pgAdmin and create our database and open our query. That how you can create and drop the database safely in pgAdmin, right? So for that purpose, if you come to the databases, right, if you click on it, you will simply find all the database. Currently we are having this Postgres only. So if I want to create another database, what I can do, the first method is that simply right click on this databases and go to this create option. After that you will find this database here. Simply click on it. After clicking, you can name the database, right? So let's say the name is testdb, right? After writing the name of the database, you can simply just click on save. So after saving, you can find here that another database which is testdb is now here. Fine. Now if I want to delete it, I simply need to just right click on it and here you will find a drop, right? You can also use the shortcut that is alt plus shift plus D. Just simply click on this drop and you can simply delete it, right? So this way we can delete it manually. Now let's talk about the query, that how we can create the database with the help of the query and we can delete any database with the help of the query, right? So let's first create a database again. Let's name is again testdb, right? And save it. So you can see that we are having this testdb. Now to open the query, what you need to do, just click on this testdb and you will find the query tool on the top. Simply just click on it and here the query will come in front of you, right? Now with the help of query, if you want to create another database, right, we are inside the test database, right? But if I want to create another database, I can write it here and that will also get generated here, right? Let's say I want to create another database which is shopdb, right? So I can simply write the query which is create database, right? And write the name of the database. So that is shopdb, right? Now after writing this query, just simply select it. You have to select it completely and here you will find execute script. You can also click on F5, otherwise you can click on this button, right? Simply when you click on it, you will find that in the output message, database is now created, right? Now if you just go on this database and click on it, you get the option of refresh. Just simply refresh it and now you can see the database is now 3 and you will find the shopdb here. Now if you click on it, you can use the shopdb now, right? That means with the help of the simple one line query, we have successfully created a new database, right? This is a way how we create database in pgAdmin, right? Now after that, what is a method to delete it? Well, deleting method is also very same. We can use the query tool from here also, right? So just write drop database, right? For deleting we use drop, right? So for deleting database we use drop and for deleting any of the content or the data we use delete. We will understand that in the further part of the videos, but till now for deleting database we use drop database and write the name of the database that you want to delete. So I want to delete this shopdb, so I will simply write here shopdb like this. So, and now the next step is select it and click on it. When you click on it, what will happen, that if you refresh now, it is not deleted. Okay, so it is showing me that database shopdb is being accessed by other users. That means one other session using the database. Fine. This kind of problem may occur when you try to delete or drop this database, right? So in that particular case, what you can do is that just simply add with, then put a bracket, and inside of this write force, right? Now if you go and click on execute, then your database got deleted. That means when you uses force at that time, it disconnects all the users and then delete the database. Now if you go and just simply refresh it, you will find that your shopdb database is now deleted, right? So this is how we create and delete the database manually and with the help of query, right? So I hope you understood the concept very clearly. This is all about today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.